Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nerds to Human, and welcome back to our Western Empire Rebels campaign. And you join us with the inevitable war with the Eastern Empire has finally begun. Yes, they've blockaded a port in true Rome Total War fashion. So we're going to have to go and clear these guys off pretty soon, because I wouldn't mind getting these armies over here before too long. Actually, for once, they may have actually blockaded a fairly sensible place from their strategic point of view. Nonetheless, I'm fairly happy. We've got plenty of forces over here ready to get going pretty darn soon. A few troops just retraining in Rome at the moment. Plenty of troops just making their way over. Sigurvoltus the Mean is back. He's ready to get the reins from good old Sextus Rex here. He's 66 now. This is not a war for him. This is not a war for him at all. I might actually take that irrigation off because we could do a bit of money for a bit of retraining in Rome. That's probably got to be our focus at this point. But yes, Sigurvoltus the Mean will definitely take on the reins for this war. This is not the war of Appius. Appius and Sextus have managed to bring the Western Empire back together. Sextus has managed to stabilise it, but it'll be the time for Sigurvoltus the Mean to go and conquer the East. He is a little bit of a madman, as far as I can tell. He does seem to carry around the Pope with him, or he is the Pope. I'm not quite sure, to be honest. Who knows? Who knows, indeed. But yeah, certainly he likes to convert people the unsubtle way. Yes, aggressive diplomacy. I think that is exactly where we work with this chap here. So, along with the aggressive diplomacy strategy, you can see, though, he's very good at management and very good influences as well. He does need a bit more practice in command. I'm sure he'll get that very, very soon, eh? But anyway, elsewhere in the Empire, apart from the odd bit of problems we've got, Syracuse here is just turning from pagan over to Christianity at this point. We're largely pretty settled. I've actually got building works on a lot of the cities, and a few like Syracuse, somebody line over here, which haven't got building works right now. I've managed to finally get some sort of economy, which means that we can finally get a few troops out and lots of building works. So, Tarentum, yeah, a lot of city plumbings and baths and things going up, because we definitely need those all sorted out. So I wouldn't mind actually getting myself... Actually, I'm going to get myself a bodyguard. Could do with an extra general, just to make sure that we can get moving forward. So I might actually get a few new generals sorted out here. Because with all the children being killed off, yeah, we're just a tiny bit short on that front. That is not what I wanted. I want these guys all the way over here. Nope. Can't afford them. Ah, they're expensive. Of course they are, Thomas. Of course they're expensive. So, Sarmatian Auxiliary will be. We do need some more cav in all of these lovely, lovely armies. So, yeah, things are largely coming together very well. Obviously, last time we managed to just finish off the threat from the Burgundii. I'm not too worried about them at the moment. They're fairly chilled. Lombardy are at peace with me. They haven't poked me at all yet. So, that's positive. Odd rebel we need to take out. We've got those archers ready to come down south, so you might as well use those chaps on the way to go and get some target practice on those chaps. We'll head into that battle before too long. And yeah, otherwise, places like Barbarian are completely chilled out now. No games needed whatsoever. One thing I have done is I have changed Massilia to the capital. That's made a good difference in terms of my economy, actually. It's not just about distance to capital, and I think people forget this on the game. But they always think about distance to capital with where the capital is, but it makes a huge difference to corruption when you go and change around your capital. It's something that I did right at the start of the Rebels campaign, particularly on the vanilla old Rome Total War. So it is quite important, just in terms of playing around with that. Massilia seems to be the best. In fact, it's fairly central. It's probably the most central anyway, so it's working on both fronts, both the corruption, but also in terms of, yeah, just public order from distance. You'll notice all of this has settled down now. We're in a much better place. Certainly, it is a few years on, or certainly, I think the last episode we went for about 15 years. It has kind of flown forward. We've had plenty of time to get ourselves prepped for this war. We're not 100% prepped because our economy hasn't been brilliant, but in terms of infrastructure, in terms of sorting out public order, it's a lot better than it was. So we're not too far off getting going at this point. I will, though, get one more unit over here. Plenty of spies and assassins floating around at this point. We have a good idea about what's going on. Just need to get an eye on the capital over there. So yeah, you can see I've got spies all over the place at this stage. We know exactly what is happening around their towns. And to be honest, there's very much a weak underbelly here. I don't really know where their armies are, to be honest, because I haven't really seen many around at all. But nonetheless, Nonetheless, I think if we can orchestrate a war together with the good old Sassanids over here, we might be in a good position. Because this force is about the only one I can see in this part of the world, and they already look like they've been in a few battles. So, today, I think what we want to do is try and launch an invasion. Now, we got over here, things were slowed down a bit, weren't they, by the fact that they had the Eastern Empire rebels pop up here, which slowed down their attack on Leptis Magna. That means, though, we have got a force here who could leap forward if we need them to. And I think that's what I want to do with them, actually. So we're going to work on a little bit of invasion force down here to Alexandria. I think that could be good fun. And otherwise, I think we just need to get our forces across the seas over here. Now, one force probably needs to go for Antioch. It's just going to cause a big rupture in the middle of the empire, and we can use it as a base to just hold with elite troops. We definitely want to be taking towns with good infrastructure so we can hold them. Look at the east is much better than the west for that. From what I can tell, looking at Antioch here, it's in a pretty good place. So, he got himself killed, of course he did. Useless, man. We'll send the other guy up north for now. We don't really need both of them around here, because we have that other lad down here that's heading to Alexandria. But nonetheless, I think Antioch's going to be a sensible place to go and raid. And if the wall's really damaged, it might just help us. So we'll probably send a sneaky army, but for that we will need some ships. So we've got to work on that next turn when we have a bit of money back in the kitty. So I think to start us off then, we'll have a little bit of an appetizer. Go and take on these rebels over here. They don't really want to do it. They don't have a choice, frankly. Constantius Corbulo. And yeah, a few units here, a couple of peasants. Actually, he's not a proper general. Look at that, 55. So he's a raider, which means he's quite weak indeed. He's Christian. Can't argue with that. But at this point, it's no longer about pagan versus Christianity. It's just about the right people in charge. Yes, we sound like an empire now. All right, archers, get some more practice in you. Shoot them down. Slightly unorthodox formation here with archers at the front. So I think what we'll do is get tons and tons of shots into these chaps over here. All of the arrows into them. They might throw a few missiles, but honestly, I'm not worried about that. We will shoot them down. Unorthodox in the sense we've got the archers at the front. We will just use our cavalry to batter into the back of them if we need to. So that'll be all absolutely fine. Peasants there are just wandering. They're not going to do very much of note at all, will they? I don't think so. Shoot the other veterinarii. One of you go and get the peasants. They've broken. Hardly surprising. In fact, at this point, get all the archers to shoot into the next units. That'll be magnificent stuff. So as we shoot into all of those archers, that's good. We've routed those peasants. Not surprising. At this point, all the archers might as well shoot at the general, if indeed you can manage to go and hit them. So we're going to get that in this direction. Everyone run! Lovely, okay. Got the spearmen coming into their general at this point. That should be no problem. In fact, all archers, if you just refocus over there, that'll be magnificent. And to be honest, general, you can probably start to do a bit of mopping up. Honestly, I want a bit more practice for the archers here. Not particularly pleased with this right now. All infantry, just get yourselves something like that in behind. Archers, shoot them out, please. That's what you want to see. General, start getting around the side just to make sure that we can, yeah, just tease them where we need to. Don't really know where they're going. They can't actually run away. I tell you what, I'm going to send my cavalry around the back. See, actually, no, not worth it. Not worth it. Don't want to trigger them. I just want to shoot them. So we will just shoot them. Archers just shooting what they like at this point. It is not a problem at all. Use up as many arrows as you like. Shoot them all down. They are way too weak to actually even physically approach us at this point. So if we just keep moving forward, then I'm pretty certain we'll be done with them in a moment or so. So let's speed this up. Get yourself forward. Shoot them all down. Shooty shooty. Get that practice in. Hopefully they'll gain a bit of experience. Normally if they use up all their arrows, they do tend to gain experience from that. So we will see about that. Come on everyone, into those raiders. Do they want to do it? I don't think they do. Ah, lovely. Well, if nothing else, it's been a bit of fun target practice, but if we don't get experience, at least mentally in my mind, they've gained a bit of experience. So if we get all of our archers shooting in at them, that'd be lovely. At this point, honestly, I'm just going to start sending the infantry around just to start scaring them. Why ever not? General, get yourself out to the side there. That'll be magnificent. I don't think he's very happy at all. Right, all infantry, charge! Heroic victory. Apparently, this has been magnificent and heroic. I'm not convinced about that, but we've shot some rebels with some arrows and no kills for them. Lovely stuff. Sadly, no experience, but I can't really complain. It's nice just to wet your beak at the start of the day, isn't it? So, these infantry need to head back to the town because they're actually part of the garrison, not part of this force. The rest of you, though, you might as well head down to, well, I guess all the way to Rome, to be honest. That's where you need to be going. You're part of the extra army turncoat slave. Nice to have, not the end of the world. I'll pass it on to someone else if he gets some better retinue. Can't actually remember how good you are, sir. Oh, you're 59. You're pretty much at the end of your life, so you can just escort men down south. I have noticed, by the way, problem. This place, in spite of its 3 onto missiles, it doesn't count for the onagers over here, which is really frustrating. It does for the archers. Bit of a shame. Bit of a shame. So we can only really train archers here. The whole entire building the siege equipment was completely a waste of time to some extent, anyway. So that's a bit irritating, isn't it? Nonetheless, I think we can probably start to consider moving these chaps down. Certainly some of these are very well experienced chaps that I would like to make some better use of. So grab some of those archers. I reckon they're still happy enough with that. Okay, works for me. And I think these armies would be much better suited heading down south a little. I reckon that will be okay. I might just have to change the games for a moment. Yeah, we've got the games and the races on now because we've got ourselves a hippodrome or some sort, I imagine, in the city. Okay, you sir, head yourself down south. Where are you going? Carnuntum. Head down to Carnuntum. If possible, I'd rather send you with an escort, but I might find that's going to have problems. Hopefully they won't rebel. We'll all be absolutely fine. Marvellous stuff. So, things are looking pretty good. Probably time to end our turn, see what happens. I'm not going to make a leap straight away with regards to this. I need a bit of money to get some boats. Once we've got that, I think we'll be ready to start moving forward. Unsurprisingly, a little scout fleet there has been killed. There are only about 10 men left on the boat, so it's not really the end of the world. Bit frustrating though. We'll get over to Syracuse in a minute. There's a bit of a problem going on over there. Over to Carnuntum, please. That's plenty of men to go and back up that force. Roxolani, come on. Go and take them on at Aquincum. That would very much suit me. Salona seems safe, actually. They don't seem to be going for it. Okay, over to Syracuse, where I've been trying to flip around an old pagan city into Christianity. Now, Servius is a bit uninteresting. To be honest, he's kind of reminds me of Lancel Lannister from Game of Thrones. Just kind of a bit personalityless, other than simply having a bit of a over-the-top religious cultist thing going on. So, you know, he seems like an apt guy to kind of turn this place around pretty quickly. You can see there the character is doing about 20%, which is building games being held. Lovely stuff. But, yeah, we'll have a problem here for just a bit of time. That is a bit annoying, isn't it? A bit of money wasted. We could really do, though, with some more troops, because I did obviously send them away as well. It's kind of bad timing, but they have come over to Leptis Magna to keep it chilled for the time being. So we'll go and get this chap over here. He can go build the watchtower that I'm looking for. So go and put that down. That'll keep this part, well, yeah, just keep it under vision. Under some lovely supervision, and from here we'll be able to move the army over to Carthage. Now, in Carthage itself, we are finishing off the plumbing. I wouldn't mind getting those guys retrained, because the Palatino I'd like to go send down to the Egypt invasion. There is an army down here, obviously, from last time. The best thing for me would be for them to attack first, me to repel them, and Leptis Magna, and then start moving. But we'll see how it all goes down in time. You don't have a market here, which is a little bit ludicrous. So no spies were going to market. Don't worry, I'm not that mean. See, they've gone and left this now completely, which is why those blockades are just ridiculous, because frankly they've achieved nothing. So, time for us to get moving. Sigivoltus the Mean, I'm pretty sure you must have a full-up retinue. You actually don't. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have the only spinster aunt, who's a bit annoying, but not the end of the world. A bit of management isn't a terrible thing. So, you take your troops over to here, sir. You can join up with Sextus for a moment. Now, what is he going to pass over to? Drill Master is indeed a great one to pass over. Retinue expand. Lovely. Sextus Rex, what else do you have? Tribune of the Plebs. That's pretty good if he can have it. Let's just check what else he had first. The Ashes, the Nail, that's all good. The Orator is lovely. That will help the influence even more. And Equestrian. Trade income. Trade income. Right, where are we looking now? You've got yourselves 8. Decrease the chance of having children. You know what? I don't like that at all. You go and give the abbot over. Does he already have an abbot? He does indeed. Bit of a problem, that. And we'll make sure he passed that over in time. But a bit more towards things. Yeah, Drill Master's lovely. Extra movement points. Does he have Lively as well? He doesn't. He has minus morale, actually. He's lily-livered. How is he otherwise? Perhaps he is going to be the guy to lead this army. Maybe he won't lead the army, but it will just be in the force. Interesting. Okay. You've already got yourself the silver going on, because you've already been in Rome. That's marvellous. So we'll just get your force together then, sir. All of those lovely juicy troops. Palatina over here. A second Palatina. No experience on them here, though. We are lacking in experience. Archers, these two, pretty low experience, but they'll have to do. 3 will be perfect, actually. Now, on to the Orangers. These guys both have 2 experience. That could be fun. We have the Ballista. We do, though, have... Oh, yes, these Ballista over here. We'll have 1. They can be a bit of fun, can't they? Can cause all sorts of nonsense to occur. And, you know what? I think it's his army. He can have 2 of them. He can have 2 of them. A couple of Sarmatians. And some horse archers. Just to kind of have that tactical manoeuvrability. Okay, that's marvellous. Actually, we do have Sextus Rex in this force, don't we? So we're going to have to... We'll leave him in Rome for the moment, of course. Actually, I do want some Privatores. That's kind of mucked up the order, but I do want one of those just to be able to kind of pounce out of the tree. Well, just pounce out of anywhere, to be honest. They can hide any position. Good for a bit of ambush work. I like it indeed. Alright, so that's one of our forces. You might think it's a little bit bizarre in places, but that's what we're going with, damn it. So we'll grab you. Next force is going to have to gather up, but that does mean a bit of retraining. Oh, yes. Those guys are magnificent. They are magnificent indeed. So we'll get those guys sorted in good time. They need some retraining. Now, of course, you know me. I absolutely love a chariot army. And we don't have normal chariots here. We don't have normal chariots at all. We have the ridiculous ballista chariots. But oh my, can you imagine an army of ballista chariots? The only thing that really kills them is the cavalry charge them down or the missiles taking them out. But I reckon if you have a whole army of them, no cavalry could get close unless it was an entire army of cavalry charging them. And even then, I think the result would be hilarious. And as for missiles, to be honest, I think you've ripped them to shreds so much, it'd be ridiculous. So, yeah, I think an army of these guys in time is going to be what's happening. So, in Rome, can we get them here as well? In Ravenna? Yes, we can. I think I've done a bit of building Ravenna as well. So, Ravenna and Rome can certainly get the carriage ballista. Nowhere else can, I don't think. So these two, we're pumping those out in good time. And one day we'll see the full carriage ballista army. Do not worry about any of that yet. We got the arena built and then the forum. Forum's pretty basic. We need that building in place pretty soon. Lovely stuff. Right, more first cohorts coming. They are very much hanging out around the town there. Those Limitane are experienced, but honestly they're still just Limitane, so not going to worry about that too much. There are some rebels in the way. It looks like some more target practice for these lads then. We'll get on with that in a moment. That'll be grand. There are a few of them popping up, aren't there? Okay, before we get into that, let us just make sure we knock the head off a few of these people. Roxolanis, to be honest, I wouldn't mind lopping a head or 2 off because they can be problematic, I think. I don't like the way that they are sort of walking towards my lands. Oh, yes, so we've actually got some of the force here already, ready to go. So what have we got that's ready? You are also ready. Marvellous stuff. Join with this chap over here. That's 2 of them. Got 2 Palatina. 2 of these guys. Okay. Yeah, this is the force I was sort of trying to pull together a secondary army from, wasn't it? Send the Privatores over there. They can't quite make it. Hopefully they won't rebel. And I think once we retrain these guys, that'll probably make up most of an infantry corps for that particular second force. Okay, we've got some onagers, and to be honest, these guys are obviously ready to go and join them, so they'll go and do that next turn as well. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now, do I have enough? Yeah, I have one spare of these heavy onagers. I'll just hold it back for the moment. But all the cav are certainly ready to get going. Lovely. You go and join this force. Well done. You're all fools. But yeah, we've got a second army coming together there. We just have to find the right general to go and lead them. Good. Two very strong armies over there. And there's a third one coming along here. Plenty of experienced Salvation Auxilia. A few of the first cohorts as well, just to kind of bolster up the numbers very nicely. Do you want to send these Palatina? Yes, I think we do. I think 2 Palatina is nice. I'd like to cover the flanks with those. Not bad little unit at all, are they? Not bad. Sad news, ladies and gentlemen. Sextus Rex has passed away. That is our second faction leader now to have passed to the afterlife. And would his father be proud of him? I think so. Appius may have gone and taken Rome and really fulfilled the first part of his dream, but Sextus has done a lot of the hard work, a lot of the dog work that's come afterwards. It's all well and good going to go and take the empire, but to go and stabilise it, to truly make it yours, to be the legitimate Western emperor, well, Sextus Rex has done all that. Now he has, at the end of his life, seen the East declare war on him, but he's prepared for it. He has been prepared for it. He just met up with Sigivoltus the Mean just 1 year ago, passed over some of his best men, his equestrian, his drillmaster, his orator, to pass on to the great new leader, Sigivoltus the Mean. Now, he is known to be a little bit of a mean chap, it's true, but right now we kind of need that. Sextus was a slightly nicer man. Sextus was a man of peace, you know, very much a pacifist at heart. He had to fight a few wars, it is true. It is very much true, but deep in his heart, he brought peace, the Pax Romana, back to the Empire. And the time has come for war once more. But he remembered the old adage, he remembered the old Greek wisdom, that in times of peace you prepare for war. And indeed, he has done that. And we will see that come to fruition very, very soon indeed. On which note, though, ladies and gents, it's very much time for us to start getting a few boats out in one or two of these ports. So get a couple quinqueremes here or there. We'll pull them together. I think Syracuse definitely needs to just focus on itself for the time being. You won't worry about you, but yeah, we'll get a few quinqueremes. They're not that bad in terms of upkeep, so I won't worry about all of that. Mediolanum, that's your port. Ravenna, get one as well. So we'll get all that sorted. We'll get all of that underway. Wouldn't worry about any of that nonsense. We'll have some boats go and escort us very, very soon. The war's been prepared for. We will win, damn it. But what we need to do is make sure we have another general or two to join in the fun. And we need to make sure we're prepared against these guys. That's probably what this force is going to be. To be honest, I know they're moving towards Carnuntum right now. That's probably not how it's going to go for them. I think we need to figure out who's a young general who we can make use of in this part of the world. Christian. Pelagian heretic. Interesting. You know what? It's fine. You are Christian. That's the main thing we're focusing on at this point in time. So, an assassin in Rome has passed away. Oh, he passed away. That was his own assassin friend who just passed away. How very sad. Go send the spy to join him because this guy was also there. But yes, maybe the assassin killed him. They killed each other in a great feud. I don't know. No, that's not how it worked. Yeah, we had quite a few buildings done there, a lot of roads, and that was really a lot of the roads we were promising up north here. We need to go sort those out, didn't we, to go send things. Vicus Saxonis, there's a force over here that's about to attack them. That's intriguing. Intriguing indeed. I'm just going to send these foederati just to go help with a few numbers, maybe for a sally forth, if that's what we need to be done over here. Get one more unit of archers. Actually, no, let's go some hippos. They're nice for a bit of skirmishing. They're not particularly useful. They do break very easily. They're not very good in hand-to-hand either, but they play around with formations. They buy you time. They let your other missiles shoot, and you must remember that in terms of how you value these. So, you are getting on a bit, but you can at least go and escort them back down south to Rome and get this second army sorted out. There are more archers over here who are going to get the retraining done. Marvellous stuff. Still 3,000 monies in the kitty. So we can see what we can do with that in time. Alexandra over here. We actually have this little scout boat which hasn't been attacked yet. Not a lot, but they might well be sending that force over here. We need to wait for this market to be done. So we have another spy in this part of the world. Nonetheless, with this chap over here, and actually maybe we'll send these 2 boats over. Yeah, actually we'll get ourselves a triumph over here. We might actually be able to go and send this force together at some point. So for now head into Carthage. Do you have yourself a foundry at all? No, just a general blacksmith. That's a shame. Bit of a shame, because we do have some decent equipment over in Carthage, but it's not the end of the world. Right, get back to Carthage for now, sir. You need to go and look after it. We are getting the aqueduct finished, so we do have a free building slot very soon if we need it. Fine. Things getting into action here. I think you mainly going to have to be the border patrol. Make sure the Roxolani don't come in for us. Salona should be okay to hold. Potential. Oh, it's not that great, but we'll use some spare forces we have to hold it. Okay, this is largely what's going to make up a lot of this next army, I think. So we'll hold those chaps together. Now you, sir, could you be a general? Yeah, you're pretty good. To command, pretty loyal, which is important to me. And we can get moving with you. Yeah, okay. You might be a good option. We'll see what the new German bodyguard is. It might be that you're a better administrator, but you're fairly average in terms of that. You're not great at administrating. So maybe going off to war is what you need. And also with you, sir, good ambition. That could be useful. Okay, we'll consider these 2. They're around. If nothing else, we don't have many options at this point in time. So we will consider whatever we have. Right, get some summation just to make sure we've got a little bit more standing on that part of the world. We certainly need a general there, so maybe that can be your job, sir. Nothing else, Jovianus. You can go and join up with this force and just border patrol a little bit. We need to keep Carnuntum safe, and we need to make sure nothing gets into Italy. Let's plug the little coast over here. That will be quite important for us. It's been a little while since last time we had a Burgundian attack on us, but we're going to sally forth to meet them. Should be absolutely fine. We got ourselves some horse archers in the end turn. Sent over some extras actually from Campus Fritti as well. So we've got a decent little force here. This chap is very basic indeed. He's a new lad, not really anything of note there. So in terms of his troops, a few chosen archers, some decent experience on them, but realistically we should be able to knock them out by using the cavalry advantage. Of course, all of these lovely onagers, so whilst they have better archer range than me, I have the onager range. I'll have to get them pulling forward to me, then I'll pick them off with my cav. Seems like a pretty solid tactic here. Let's head into battle. We have a beautiful city here, by the way. Onagers shooting out of the madness. A couple good hits maybe. Yeah, some good splattering going on. Marvellous stuff then. Yeah, we've got a beautiful mix here of Roman architecture with our catapult range and our stone walls, but we've got all of the lovely trees of the Barbarian town. You see, they were civilised. They're ahead of their time. They're like Singapore. They're mostly greenery. It's a lovely town, this one. So we're going to defend it best we can. Unfortunately, they've now moved out of the range of the onagers, which is a bit of a shame. The trees did make that a little bit more tricky, but I have managed to find a few side roads for them to sit in. So we got the cav out, time to get the infantry and the archers as well. So sadly, they're not going to fight us right up against the wall. Bit disappointing. This is a bit of an awkward one to get on with, actually, because they've got this annoying range advantage over me, and I don't have my onagers available. So I'm going to go and send these guys like this. Actually, I'm just going to send every one of these chaps forward as well to about here. Let's just pile into all sorts of odd positions at this point. See what they want to do. They're actually idle at the moment, which is a little bit bizarre. So we'll just shoot them as much as we can. Actually shoot this unit over here, because we are going to bypass some of them and get on with the shooting. So actually I'm going to use all of these guys. Stop for the moment. General, you get in there as well. Pull out those Foederati cav. Pull out of there. And we will get a second charge in. General, just pull back as well. We can get all of our arrows in, actually, whilst they are busy. Works for me. Get into that general of theirs. Yeah, both of you charge into him. They're a little bit all over the place. We are outmanoeuvring them right now. and I'm pretty pleased with how that is going for us. As long as their archers aren't shooting, I've got a massive advantage. Right, Cav, as my general piles in, you pile out of there. Night Raiders could cause you problems. I doubt they will, realistically. So that's the general. Well, that's the beginning. Lance has gone, not the general, actually. So general is over there. Oh, I forgot to. Oh, the archers didn't move. The general didn't move. Infantry, in on the general, please. Just smother him completely. Get the cav all around, and that'll be absolutely fine. Yeah, he's broken. We lost a few archers there, but honestly, not as many as I thought. Onagers, please, just stop. Okay, get my general out of there at the moment. No need to be throwing your life away. We want to go and shoot down, chop down, charge down. Charge down! That's the word I'm looking for. Charge down the archers. I think the towers will take care of the general, actually. So that'll work all and perfectly for me. Shoot down the Night Raiders. They're probably a good target for you. Archers, shoot down those peasants for the moment. Cav can pull out of there. Their general want to get themselves killed. They are absolutely welcome. So you shoot them. You shoot them. You pull out, and you also pull out. Thank you very much, sir. Infantry, if you can just pile yourself forward at this point, that would be perfect for me. So into those axemen, please, General. Shouldn't be an issue from there. And where's my cav? Here's my cav. Just turn around and charge into them, please. And Cav, if you can just pile it all the way through and get to the Lombardies, that will be exactly what we want. Perfect. Right, they're going to continue to play the little game at the wall, which isn't going to work too well for them. In comes the charge, and it's not going to end well. Yeah, I think the battle is as good as over. Their general is still actually alive, running around the side of the city at this point, which is a bit strange. But you know what? They should pretty much all just be dead. So quickly go and charge them down. Don't let them escape. Don't let them get away. Okay, I'm pretty certain we're done at this point. All missiles, stop shooting. There we are. There's our victory. Unless we shoot this guy with the tower right now, he's going to get away. Sadly, he's got away. Bit of a shame that, but I don't have any choice on into the battles, of course. Well, you know what? He gets to live, but he's terrible all the same. So he shouldn't be confident after that. Doubtful courage. His cowardice has now been washed away. Well done, sir. You managed to lose that trait. That's good. Late in your life, you've managed to get rid of it. I do think he properly ran into the battle there. Showed some, good courage indeed. So, get those guys retrained. They're quite happy as they are. If we can just send one more unit from Frankie over to there, that would be perfect. So we're all looking very good. Okay, we are gradually moving this army down here. This will be the third force, of course. We will send these lovely chariot ballistas to go and help them out. And yeah, we should have 3 big forces ready to go and take on all of the Eastern Empire, with a 4th kind of working its way slowly together in this part of the world. Eastern Empire are now making their move on us, so we need to be a little bit careful what we do. Salona isn't the best defended, albeit plenty of archers to guard the walls. We need just a little bit more in terms of the heavy infantry. Might well actually see what mercenaries are around here. Probably worth just grabbing those just to make sure that we have plenty here. Yeah, 4 units of those lads and a couple of Scutiari. That would be plenty to guard the walls. We do also have Jovianus over here. He has a lovely force. Mixture of the troops from up north and a few of the extra units from Rome. We managed to get them some carriage ballista and some heavy onagers, so that should be good fun. We'll have to organise that. There was a bit of a mess they're ordering right now. The main thing, though, is that we have made ground over here, over in Sigavistus, the Mean's new territory. That would be Greece, because he's going to head into Athens. Of course, he can knock down the walls immediately. So we're going to crack down the walls there pretty darn soon. We're heading in a moment. Now you can see the reinforcements are heading down here. They spotted us and they've cleared off the ship. That's what this guy's done, actually. So you need to be careful about the boat still. But we do have this guy over here who can, in theory, run across the run the gauntlet if he wants to. I'm not sure I want to do that right at this moment, actually. I think what we're going to do is get you lined up towards the border, but not quite there yet, actually. That works. Yeah, that works for me. We'll sit inside there and keep ourselves safe. We've got ourselves a few extra troops as well over here by Syracuse, who we are planning to pick up the spy from. and they can head down to Leptis Magna to get us organised. We of course have some troops here, nothing too good, but it's not too shabby either, so we'll get ourselves a bit more in terms of the Equitae, Sagittarii. There we are, the hippos as far as I'm concerned. But we are gathering a big force over here at Carthage, so we're getting ourselves a couple first cohorts. We have ourselves some archers, lots of troops from Rome here with the double shield and the silver shield and sword. So looking good. Definitely going to have ourselves a solid force, probably about 30 units or so, ready to head eastward. We just need to make sure we've got a couple boats to do the job as well. So we've got a few. They're coming together. Should be able to hold off an attack or two, unless they've got a big fleet somewhere. So we'll be fine, I reckon. Probably worth us getting another one of those lovely quinqueremes over here in Syracuse. We'll bring everyone together. Leptis Magna. We do, of course, have Secundus the Builder over here. Lovely, lovely chap. Not sure if he's going to be the one who goes off to war. Probably this guy's a bit younger. But just got to check a few of their traits, because Gloomy does tend to go bad over time to this speaker as well. Honest man. Yeah, we'll have to pick who's the best for that particular job. Luckily, I have found some good chaps over here. You'll see this guy over here, Honorius Saliustas. He is incredibly good, actually. He's picked up all sorts of nice stuff. I've been training him up well, impressively loyal. He's got himself untouched by fear. Yeah, he's looking great indeed. And the chap who's gone to join good old Sigivoltus, Magnentius Vulcanius, he's also looking pretty good with all sorts of lovely, lovely traits and ancillaries too. So we've got ourselves these kind of three armies here, all ready to kind of pounce on the Eastern Empire. Now, we'll see how far we can get into the heart of their territory, but yeah, there is a force back here, the one that was threatening to go and attack Leptis Magna. So tell you what, let's head into Athens, let's smash this down, take over the city, and that should be a lovely victory for us. So we'll head in, archers, scorpions, more archers, and some defences. Honestly, it's going to be the defences that are the main obstacle here. Let's hit in.
Victory is near at hand. If all do their duty as Romans, victory will be ours. Bend your backs to your tasks, and all will be well.
Honestly, mate, if you bend your back right now, you're going to fall off the horse. That's a ridiculous angle they're standing on here.
Before we start, just remember, they are more scared of us, true Romans to a man, than we are of them.
Yes, of them. Now, honestly, I reckon this is Athens. Athens was always like this in Rome Total War with this humongous hill. Where can we shoot with the onagers? If we stand on here, surely, Mr. Onagers, you can shoot miles into the city. You should be able to hit the plaza, quite frankly. Yeah, it isn't going to properly read it, but that could be a lot of fun. That could be a lot of fun indeed. So if we get them over here, we'll see what they can do. This is absolutely ludicrous. I love it. Okay, right, we're going to stay up here with the onagers, see what damage we can cause. We'll bring them forward when we need to. Ballista can hang back here. Please turn off the shooting. I reckon if he had a good shot with their guy from here, look, he's actually embedded in the cliff. They can cause all sorts of damage. This is something. This is truly, truly something. Okay, well, let's get everyone lined up and ready to go. Gates are down then, and by down I mean smashed apart. They've actually used up quite a lot of our ammo, so I guess with the epic stone walls, they are very strong indeed. So we're going to get some shots on that next bit of wall, break that down, and hopefully be able to start smashing up all those people. I love that they had to move forward in order to hit that. I'm pretty certain that's not necessary. But we'll keep on shooting it down, and yeah, hopefully, but to get a nice shot in on these archers as well, because they're in a pretty vulnerable position right now. Going to send the two generals in to go and do some lovely work at this point, so they can run through the gate, smash down the ballistic guys that are over here. Archers are going to shoot into us, which may or may not go very well, but there goes the hole in the wall anyway, so all will be absolutely fine, I imagine, from here on in. Take these guys out. In fact, just head yourself straight to the plaza, just ignore those archers completely. We may have set the town on fire. Archers are, they're the town's on fire at this point. That's all fine. Okay, just start getting in, lads. Then get into the battle. Might as well start getting around the archers and the comitatenses. They're in all sorts of weird positions at this point, so we'll get a charge into them. Shouldn't be too many problems. Yeah, lovely work. Pile in, lads, pile in. I never got you trained at Rome. That was a bit foolish of me. Oh well, a bit late for that then, isn't it? A little bit late. but I wouldn't worry about that too much. I'm sure you'll be absolutely fine. We'll just have that building burn down in the background. No issues there. And if at any point, so you actually want to organise your line properly, that'd be magnificent. Take out those scorpions while you're hanging around. Commit to tenses, and a nice charge into the back of them. That should clear them out without too many problems. Yeah, here we come in with a charge. There we go. We need some experience on these two lads because they're actually pretty fresh generals, all things considered. So pull out, deal with those guys. Don't honestly need to use anyone apart from the two generals in this battle as far as I'm concerned. Bit of damage done, but not too much. In we come to the archers. Plough, 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 plough. And there goes the general. So nice work by us here. Perfect. And as long as nothing stupid happens, we should be fine with our two generals here just to finish off the battle. Archers are coming in. We don't really need to worry ourselves with them at this point. But of course, as we are actually on the plaza, they're not going to break these chaps. So best we take care of these guys nice and quick, and then we'll send the general off to go and finish off those other archers who are presumably, yeah, just down the main street. Luckily here today I've had a nice easy walk onto the plaza. It does make things a little bit easier, doesn't it? So yeah, 20 committed tenses, no issues there. Archers down to 8. Pull out for one last charge, then we'll clear them out. In fact, go straight after the eastern archers at this point. That'll be much easier for everyone involved. Back into the archers, finish those off, and down they go flying. Some beautiful, beautiful purple that they wear here, I must say. I do prefer the Eastern Empire purple, but yeah, can't argue with any of this. The weird sense of pathfinding on this game is taking effect once more. So we better go and deal with these archers. Come on, speed up. They're going the weird way again. Okay, apparently they're going to do it the stupid way. We'll just chop these committed tenses down. The archers are broken, and with that, the battle is won. To be honest, ladies and gents, not a lot of resistance here in Athens. I'm only using the two generals. This way we don't lose any men. It's completely unnecessary. Honestly, to use anyone else, because then we'll have all of our men chopped down by the wolves. We don't need any of that nonsense. So, good work, sirs. Gained some experience. And I think with that, we'll be back to the campaign map. If they can ever kill this last guy. Steve? Thank you, Steve. Oh, he's still alive. Well, Steve gets to live. Nice job for him. Right. With that, we've made a bit of a claim into their territory. Exterminate that. Now, it's happy for the moment, but that's partly because I haven't smashed down their temple yet. So, Sol Invictus. That is... We just smashed the Parthenon. Oh, well. Sol Invictus isn't the Parthenon anyway. That's not the true Parthenon. So we'll get rid of that and we'll build ourselves a new lovely Christian shrine. Tasty stuff. Low tax rate. They will chill out. We'll convert them very quickly, I would imagine, because we have ourselves Voltus over here, who is a pretty convincing chap. As I said, I think a little bit earlier, aggressive diplomacy is very much his style. So we'll leave that job to him. Okay, with that done, we probably are largely done at this point. Oh, Petronius Vitellius passed away. That's very sad. He was the lad who escorted those troops down, those archers down. Gave them a bit of extra experience before they headed off to their war. Oh, a bit of a shame. He got to live his last few days in Rome, though, which was a lovely, lovely time, it must be said. So yeah, quite a few bits of building pieces done here or there in the Empire. Athens has been burnt to a cinder with the weirdest border in history. Quite right, yeah, Greece is just this in this game. I don't know. It's a little bit harsh and unnecessary, I feel. But there we go. So can they reach us? I don't know, because the weird turn order means that they've expended all of their movement points. So I have no idea anymore. Oh well. Well, I guess it's time just to have a little check around the map and end our turn. Ships are descending on us. That's another fleet who's been sniped away. Yeah, they are coming in this direction now. So I think it's important that we got our timing correct there. I don't really want to send this army off until I know that they can shake them all off. But actually, up to the Roxolani, are they gone? No, they're probably hiding in the forest here. But I won't mind taking out their assassin, so lop his head off, thank you very much. Which we have the little animation that we have a medieval 2, albeit it does take a little bit of time to get going, those things. End of turn report. Good, we're in the money now. You can really see the money piling in. I told you I sorted it out. Wow, look at that movement. Almost nothing at all. I know we've got the heavy oranges, but that's insanely bad. Do we even have roads here? We don't have highways. This place was dreadfully underdeveloped, by the way. I didn't even have mines when I first took it over, which is kind of crazy because the mines in Salona are unbelievably good, by the way. 600 a turn, that's just the basic mines. So yeah, that's made a big difference to all of my monies. Right, this force here, I would like to send that one a little bit further around, actually. Perhaps all the way to Antioch. That might be a little bit too much. Maybe we need to focus on this army definitely being safe. But if you head in the general direction of Sirmium, that'll be fine. We'll just plod in that direction. Just make sure we're safe against the Roxolani first and foremost. Looks like they've been having a few battles with the Empire here, and that is rebelling. Rebelling big time. Lovely stuff. So, yeah, it looks like the Eastern Empire aren't too much of a threat in this part of the world, which is good news for us indeed. We've just got to keep a very close eye on them, especially as we organise all of our troops in this part of the world. So, they can't get over here, so we'll just turn ourselves over there. We'll send these Catholic priests onto the ships. They can gather up into the force. And yeah, we're pretty much ready to go at this point. I'm just going to make sure we have ourselves one more Plumbatari, and then we can probably just leave the Limitani in Carthage for the time being. They'll be fine where they are. Now, you're a good general. You're more of a statesman, from what I recall. Yeah, indeed. Management and loyalty, that's about it. He hasn't got an awful lot of decent traits, but he's got something, and that's better than nothing, eh? Better than nothing. Time then. Time for us to get working on, yes, the Carriage Ballista army. So I'm just going to line up a load of those. They're quietly getting on in the background. Lovely stuff. Get 3 from each of those 2 towns there. And in Caralis, we might as well start working on the boats, actually. It's probably a decent place. Yeah, Syracuse and Caralis might as well get on the boat building. Ravenna is doing its own job. Salona just needs to defend itself. And over here, quite frankly, yeah, we'll get one more boat sorted out. That's marvellous, marvellous stuff indeed. Yeah, as you might imagine, just to pop into Tara over here, we're neutral with our own rebels at this point. They're happily on Tara. They're kind of stuck on Tara until they build a port. I actually took my diplomat away just so that they couldn't get their own diplomat and, yeah, do anything weird. So all is fine. All is fine. We're just getting on with life in most of the world. It's only Cordoba pretty much that needs games at this point. Cordoba's never happy. Yeah, we still can't do it. I'm building stone walls just for something to try and boost happiness. But honestly, I might as well give up on all of that. Fine. So we've got a bit of money with Athens, of course, and that means we'll be ready to start marching on. Only problem is there was definitely an army here, and I now don't know where it is. There it is. And why he's over there. Should probably have figured out that I'd be in this sort of area. So, what can we do? We've got ourselves a few mercenaries. This is where I really need a follow-up army, just to, yeah, just to kind of fill the town. Actually, we can make it very, very happy just by doing that. So, a couple of foederati will be able to hold the fort. We can move on the road up to Thessalonica. That works for me. That works for me very well indeed. So you get back with the army just to make sure we're safe from assassins. And he's quite happy wandering around here as well. They did have armies wandering across here, and I wasn't sure if there was an invasion I was unaware about, but it seems not. It seems that they don't have an invasion at the moment. We'll wander back to Ankara. That's rebellion as well. They've got a few problems right now. They really, really do have a few issues. Antioch is stable, but it's probably because there's a lack of garrison. And Alexandria is also rebellion. They have huge problems with rebellion right now. We're in a good position. I just need to make sure I am pretty relentless with this particular invasion. Now, apparently, I can't walk into... I've never seen this bug before. Oh, there we go. I can walk in there now. I couldn't actually walk into their territory. It's a bit mad. Alright, Cybrine can go down with a tiny force. We're probably going to have 1.5 stacks ready for this. So we'll get some Sarmatians. And that army is largely ready to go. Oh yes, I'm very excited about this. It's looking good indeed. A new homeland for the Roxolani. They have settled on this area over here, Tribus Iglaces, or whatever it's supposed to be pronounced as. That's good. That's very good indeed. We might make friends with them just to, yeah, just to see what's going on. Although I think they're at war with the Lombardi, so it might not be worth it if we annoy them. nonetheless, it's probably worth getting chat sorted out because they do presumably have some trade rights that we can grab. I doubt we've got anything with them at the moment. Goths and the Huns have a ceasefire, but the Huns are now completely gone up to there at this point. So they're kind of not interesting or useful at all. Lombardy is frankly the only one of the barbarian factions who have achieved anything, so we won't worry about any of the others. You sir can continue to plod in this direction. Luckily, the Roxolani settling there solved quite a few of my problems. They've battered my enemies and left me to do well myself. Marvellous stuff. So past childbearing age, this is probably another one of those ladies whose children all got killed in the Great Purge of Great Purge of what was it, 418. Weird times. That was weird times. Okay, the boats are starting to come together. I'm not going to send this guy across just yet. I'm going to actually get him to stroll out of the town. You can go into the town. Take the priest with you. He's going to be part of your army, actually. We'll just leave you in there in case you pick up anything whilst you're here. And you might as well retrain as well. Because do we have... No, he's a basic blacksmith there. Shame, but I'm not going to send you to Rome at this point. Not really worth it. Not worth it at all. So if we go and get this army together at this point, we have ourselves a nice set of forces. Don't need a couple of those archers, to be honest with you, because we already have a few. So 3 archers is plenty, seeing as we already have more over there. Yeah, plenty of archers. Just we have a couple that have been trained at Rome here, so they're lovely, lovely stuff. Right, you, sir, guess on the boats. Anything interesting? Armoured camels. It's a nice wild card to have, to be honest. I'm going to take them. Armoured camels are now my friends. You, sir, get yourself over here. You join... Actually, you can't join them because you don't have enough space, do you? Actually, you do. It's just the boats that are having a faff about all of this, isn't it? Indeed it is. So we'll move these guys over. And the fleet is slightly more problematic. Let's not worry about the fleet. They're not. That's not a big deal at the end of the day. So if we get ourselves a boat here or there, we will consider, continue to try and bolster our navy. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So send you to go and join him. Good. We should have plenty there to be able to hold off the little rebel attack. Don't know what you are. You are a boat clearly with a lot more experience than me, so I won't bother touching you for the moment. And otherwise, I think it is very much time just to continue building the ships, actually. I think that is definitely the plan. Let's get Privatorias over there. They're kind of lovely to have on board. And this boat can come down and join us, just to make sure we have a bit of auxiliary help. Fine, into Thessalonica we go then. I'm not going to worry about that army if they're going to wander around in the middle of nowhere. Thessalonica, back inside. 40% chance of opening the gates. We'll probably smash them up anyway. Yeah, it looks like we're going for smashy smashy. Ooh, 2 committed census first cohorts. Alright, well, we've got plenty of our own, but yeah, Thessalonica going to put up a bit of a fight by the looks of it. Definitely going to put up a bit of a fight. So, we'll head into here. No general. Should be easy enough to rout them if we're sensible, but these units are trouble. And with silver swords, silver shields, they certainly can pack a punch. So, yeah, got to be careful, got to use these heavy oranges correctly, I think. What have we got in terms of the wall? Epic stone wall. Okay, it's the full package here. Fine, let's head in then, Sigavoltis. Let's take on another town. A couple turns, a couple towns down. Lovely, get in there. Wow, Plumbatori, they're tough lads, they are. They just had all of that fallen. Oh, they're not. They're very, very squashed. I love the game models that sort of. It's a little bit wonky, but no, pretty good work there, lads. Pretty good work. So, have a go at hitting these committed tenses. You might well get a good shot. In fact, no, if you can hit these lads back here, that'll be lovely. Yeah, they don't like it. They don't like it at all. They Come on, get the shots in. Flaming bolts. Flamey, flamey. Missed. But things are probably on fire, so that's fine. There we go. That's a hit on them. Okay, these guys maybe need a little bit more experience yet. A little bit more, because everything's probably on fire. Is it on fire? No, it's not. Oh, it's on fire. It's definitely on fire. We might be burning down Thessalonica at this point. We should probably save all the burning bolts for the... lovely shot. Should probably save the burning bolts for the temples, actually, but there we are. If we manage to do a bit of damage to these guys, I'm pretty happy with it. So we are moving forward with the oranges at this point. Why are you moving... Oh, well, they are getting a bit dangerously close, aren't they? Plumbatari are not actually quite in range of them, but not too far away. Okay, it's probably time to go and send some of the other lads in, I think. The oranges have pretty much done their work. Half the city's burning down, so yeah, that's probably the cue to start heading in with some of the other troops. Yeah, I think so. Actually, the ballistas are going to get on with their job because I love my ballistas. You can't not use them, can we? It'd be rude to not use them. So I'm just going to get some archers in just behind, along with all of these chaps. They'll be absolutely fine as they are. We'll just try and push them away from the entrance here. Yeah, they're not very happy about all this, are they? I don't blame them. It's all in good fun, lads. It's all in good fun. Steve has been bolted to the road over here. Let's name this Steve. I don't know. I don't have a good name. But yeah, it's a very clear road. We like good open planned cities. That's all I can say. This is how Sigavoltus likes to roll. Oh, javelins! Once again, the chariots are going to be in trouble. Chariots, don't get yourself killed by random things. Yeah, some of them are dead. Always happens to the chariots, doesn't it? They always get themselves slaughtered one way or another. It's only one chariot went down this occasion, so it's all fine. Just shooting some arrows into their back. It's all good. Oh look, the chariots have a shot again. Woohoo! Get your revenge, sirs. Get your revenge. Marvellous. These are just the best, most random units. I adore them. Apparently they want to reload and start throwing in at me. I'm not sure it's the best idea, honestly. We'll put us onto guard for a moment. But yeah, they're getting shot by the arrows. They did they made one kill. Oh, that's magnificent. Right, we are now in range ourselves. You are not going to like coming into us. All of these first cohorts. 6 units of first cohorts. Javelins, ahoy! No, it's not going to work out for you, lads. It's not going to work out at all. Oh, there we are. That's a bit of an odd view through the tower. All of you, please stop throwing your javelins. Don't worry about it. We'll let them get themselves killed. They killed 2! They've killed 2. One with a javelin, one with a sword. It's not going well. Shoot them in the back, lads. Shoot them in the back. These Plumbatari really can't do anything to these lads. It's the unit they've already killed a couple of, and yeah, they're just stuck in fighting them once again. I don't really know what they plan to achieve here. Apparently they can't seem to hurt us almost at all. So we'll go grab our archers. They're supposed to come and join us over here. Lovely. Come and join the party. What to probably do at this point is go and grab our lovely ballista lads, send them back in. Ah, there comes their first cohort. Better get everyone running in then. General was actually charging to come take care of these guys, wasn't he? You know what, so you might as well run over here for the time being. That'd be lovely. And this chap, you're supposed to be front and centre once again. Lovely stuff. Once you're ready, lads, start throwing your missiles in. You might have some Comitatus first cohort, but we have ourselves many of them. Look at this. Oh, they're thrown into the back of my general. That's not good. You, sir, just turn yourself up. Right, I accidentally just moved everyone by accident. No. Infantry! Stop, just stop and... Okay, it's a mess. It's all a mess at this point. Anyone who's got a throwable, just throw it, and we'll just not worry about any of that. Plumbatari, go and mop them up, General. Go and get the other General into the fight. Might as well. That will be lovely. You, sir, just pull yourself through the whole mass of nonsense over to the other side. It's all fine. Plumbatari, you weren't supposed to be getting in this fight. Wherein are you? Oh, there's a fight going on over here. General, where are you? Let's get these cav in to go and deal with these chaps. That would be marvellous. There we go. There's the route. I hadn't realised these archers were still over there. Ah, dear. Well done, Thomas. Well done indeed. Go and get those archers and we'll clear them out. Over here we have got all of these chaps. It was pretty textbook for a while, but you know what? It's always going to go silly at some point, wasn't it? Always going to go just a little bit silly. So we'll go and do that. You are not supposed to be shooting. Look, you're off. You're specifically not on shooting mode right now. So please stop shooting. And you, sir, can you just get into the position you're supposed to be? Yes, Palatina, get yourself back here. You're not even supposed to be up front right now. Go and get our archers. They're currently stuck in melee for some unbeknown reason. Oh, well done. The Palatina really have not listened to their duties here today. Oh well, they got a bit injured. We can repair them at some point. You are utter force. No! Not again! Right, ballistas, out of the town! Get out of the town! You ruin it every time! Just run away! Okay, all of you throw in if you've got a throwable. And at this point, honestly, we might as well just start getting all the way around and just chunk them to death. Because, honestly, there's not a lot else we can do. The ballistas could have done their job sensibly, but they didn't. So let's not worry about any of that. So let's just send some fire into them. We'll go and get some men over here. You, sir. Oh, there he goes. He got stabbed in the back really randomly. Ah, lovely. Right, we're just going to pull these two guys back away. And these guys are now just going to throw javelins in. They're going to start pushing them off the plaza when we charge into them here. Lovely. All of the javelins. Push them off. Push them off. Don't let them charge at you. Just start pushing them off the plaza and you guys just hold position. Flaming arrows in the back. That'll do some good damage to them as well. It's just a bit of a chunking affair now. It is a first cohort after all. It is the Legio 11 Claudia Pia Fidelis. Marvellous stuff. But yeah, we'll just get them shot and finish them off. Chunking affair continues in the middle here. They're down to 20 or so. The rest of them have all been cleared out. General has decided to come in a little bit, but I'll just put him out to make sure nothing stupid happens. The main stupidity, obviously, is always the carriage ballista, who actually did a pretty good job at the front, but they just seem to get a bit impetuous a little bit later on. Haven't pushed them off the plaza, but they're down to 10 remaining. We've barely lost anything apart from the few stupid Palatina who charged forward and didn't do what I told them to. But it's probably when I misclicked, and it's probably entirely my fault. So 112 kills. Can't argue with that considering we've taken out a few first cohorts, some Eastern Archers, and an epic set of city walls. The blade itself incites to violence. It does it, indeed it does. And they blocked our port with their bladed ships or something. I don't know. Anyway, the important thing is that we have taken them out. Lovely. You, sir, come over here. Keep an eye on him. We want to make sure we know what he's up to. And we'll keep you with us, sir. Now, as for the retraining, tell you what we will do. We will get the merging done first and foremost. So we've got 43. Yeah, one of them. Yeah, we barely lost anything here, have we? A few carriage ballistas to be repaired, but we can repair them here, which is lovely. Thessalonica is ours. And with that, Greece has been taken over, ladies and gents. We have conquered that. There is an army floating around over there, which is worth noting, actually. So I might need to send a detachment to go and deal with that potentially. Okay, what have we got? What have we got in terms of mercenaries around here? Not a huge amount. So I probably need to be careful because I can get this guy caught off there. No, not worth it for now. We'll just leave Athens for the time being. We'll run down there if we need to. We'll get the road sorted out. That will help us in terms of moving the army forward. What I will do is get a couple Plumbatari just to act as some sort of garrison force. That'll be marvellous. Right, good work here, good work. We have taken over Greece. Early moves have been very successful for us, and everything else is coming together. Well, I can't help but notice that the army that was wandering around the mountains is suddenly outside Thessalonica, and I reckon it's a good chance for Magnentius over here to get himself some practice. So, you sir head in. This will be a nice army to chip off, because if they were in Constantinople itself, alongside the other two comitatenses that are in there, or first cohorts even, I'd be a little bit worried. It could be a bit of a hard battle, but this should be a marvellous little walkover, I think. Get on it, onagers, splatter them all. Just to be annoying, the game has put me behind a massive hill, which means I need to now try and shuffle around. Unfortunately, fortunately, they're kind of walking towards me a bit, so I don't really know what we're doing at the moment. But I will just try and get these ballista forward. Might as well see what we can do. These guys seem to have ended up in a very strange position. Don't really know how, but yes, apparently this is what's happening right now. It's all a bit weird. I tell you what, we'll get a few of these men over to this particular side of the battlefield just to make sure the onagers are safe. Don't really know what's going on. We'll hopefully be able to turn them in time, but yeah, they're not very happy taking us on at the moment. Works in my favour, I guess. Cavalry are going to charge in on these lads. They're a bit stuck down the hill. A few javelins have picked them off just a tiny bit. I think we're largely pretty fine to continue as we are. Get the cav over here, thank you very much. The archers will be taking care of these guys as they go along. Two onagers are able to get some good shots in back here, I imagine. Yeah, they can. I think they're fleeing at this point. Are they fleeing? I don't know. Certainly not the battle I was envisaging, but it's working out fairly well for me because the whole battle's just a huge mass of confusion as far as I can tell. Archers and eastern archers over here. I don't know who they've got a shot at. Probably these guys. Yes, as always, it's the ballista chariots who are getting slaughtered. So let's just get them out of there. Let's not worry about any of that nonsense. We'll go and take out these archers who've got some cav on each side of the battlefield. Yeah, some good splats on these guys. Honestly, I don't really know what's going on here, but it's quite amusing. A bit unorthodox, and haven't seen a battle like this. Very strange one. So I'm just going to continue moving up the side of this hill, and hopefully we'll wipe the floor with any of these units which seem to get in our way, such as this chap over here, who we just ploughed into because they're first cohort. They're not going to break straight away. It's a bit of a shame, but we might as well cause a bit of problems. Yeah, keep the archers busy. That's the main thing, isn't it? That's the main thing. With them busy, there's not a lot more we can do. These guys are supposed to get out of there, but they seem to have forgotten what I've told them. So, yeah, we'll just give a bit of a splats with them as we shoot the oranges in. This particularly unorthodox positioning just continues to yield wonders, quite frankly. I don't know how this battle is going the way it is. It's rather weird. I'm quite enjoying it. Even the general wants to come in at this point. I think we will have them beat. Let's just start shooting at the general with the orange, and pretty soon he'll be able to kill them. Archers over here. They're getting... Oh, just missed. Only just missed, though, it should be said. Just missed by that particular chap. The horse archers are just leading those Lanciari out of the battle. And even despite the weird downhill position, the oranges are doing a surprisingly good job. Ooh, what a hit, what a hit. That is grand, that is magnificent stuff, I love it. And with that, I think this will start to collapse. Everyone over here, get yourselves into the next position, just a little bit further along the hill. Really start pressing into them, mainly with our archers, of course. So, my two oranges, once again, kind of aim for that chap over there. We'll just keep them busy, keep them dancing. Yeah, just poke the back of the archers there. Everyone else, just pull out. Just pull out. Make sure nothing stupid happens. Oranges continue to shoot in. Their range is quite ridiculous, if I'm honest. We'll mop up whatever we can. At this point, the archers should just pick off this first cohort that remains. The general charges out the last few Eton archers, then it is just this one unit in the middle here. Everyone else is being mopped up gradually by the rest of our troops. So the archers shoot him in the back. They are almost out of ammo, actually. Probably best for you guys just to move back a moment, just to make sure you're not in range, because they're throwing at the general right now. Okay, I think it's time for all infantry to start piling in on the general. Just take him out of this bout. Don't think he's going to last any longer. Nope, he isn't. Charge into him. Ah, just missed. Just missed. Poor Steve down here. He just got to live. It's a bit of a shame. Right, good battle there. A little bit unorthodox. Shooting the heavy orange shots up a massive cliff face. It worked out well for us. Woe to the vanquished. Indeed, Livy. Indeed, they victus to us all. Man of the hour. This guy... Ah, sorry. He was already one of our family, although actually no, he was a general, wasn't he? So now he's been adopted into the family. Absolutely. Wow, for that victory, you've been adopted, Sir Magnentius Voconius. You've been adopted by, is it actually by the faction leader himself? I don't know. Where are we at this point? No, it's not, because he actually has a son, Valens Paperna. Interesting indeed. So where is this chap? Where is he on this family tree? Shout him in the comments when obviously I completely miss him, but he's not jumping out at me right now. Look, I'm loving it. This is all the other side, isn't it? The rebel side of the family. Magnificent stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I can't actually see him at this point. I am a little bit blind, it turns out. I can't find where he has been adopted by any of these guys. Nonetheless, he has been adopted into the family. And Magnentius Vocanius has shown himself to be an eagle taker as well. Glorious. I'm not sure if Sigivoltus will be happy about that. He's gone and taken some of the glory there. It's fine. He's left him Constantinople to take, so I'm sure he'll let him off the hook on that particular one. Okay, well, it's been been a very successful day, ladies and gents. We've started the war with the East, or more to the point, they have started the war with us. And, well, we've taken Greece today, we've taken Athens and Thessalonica, thanks to the great work of Sigivoltus the Mean, and, of course, Magnentius Vocanius, who has been rewarded with his great victory there at Thessalonica. He's been rewarded with an adoption into the family. Lovely stuff. That definitely means, then, we'll soon be heading for Constantinople herself. The not-so-eternal city, or probably, I don't know what its name is, it doesn't really have one, but the Grand City herself is looking incredibly vulnerable right now. We've got ourselves our extra army to the north with Jovinus. He's going to go and move across the bridge here and perhaps head towards Sirmium. It looks quite vulnerable. It looks like the Roxolani have done a good job of keeping a Quincum busy for us. And down the south, we obviously have our army at Lepsis Magna coming together. We have ourselves some good heavy onagers, some ballistas as well. And with more forces in the city, I think we're ready to start moving to Alexandria. And that, of course, is forgetting about the main extra army we have over here of Honorius Salutatus. That is not his name, by the way, Salustius. It's looking good, suffice to say, ladies and gents. We've got plenty of good forces heading on. And, yeah, apart from a little bit of extra besieging up here in the north from Burgundy Eyes, I think things are looking very much on the up here. So we'll see how the rest of this war goes next time, ladies and gentlemen. But for now, I will leave you. I'm Thomas. This is Teno's Team, and this has been our Western Empire Rebels campaign. Thank you, and goodbye. Death and violence will come to you. This is a beautiful, beautiful town, by the way, guys. Let's go and smash it up. Dum tum ti 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 ti. How did you die? What is happening to my men? Steve! He was the one man who tried!